Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be doing a flip through of all of my monthly, my daily, my weekly, all of my spreads for the month of May. I like this type of video because it lets me go back and see what all I have done, because there are some things honestly that I completely forgot I did within my spreads, and I just like to reminisce. So if you would like to reminisce with me on my May spreads, then go ahead and keep watching. The first thing I want to do is look at my May spread. I have not completed my sub count, my subscriber count, or my pages read, because it's still technically May 31st and I plan on doing some reading this afternoon, so I did not want to fill that in yet. But this kind of gives you an overview of what my yearly spreads or my yearly overview looks like. I use this as a habit tracker. So on here, I track my mood. I have great, good, meh, and bad. Those are usually the four that I stick to. I think starting in July on this page, I might change it up a little bit and have some more moods and less habits. But this is kind of what I'm sticking to for the first half of the year. So I have 4 moods, and you can kind of see I usually fluctuate between the great and the good. There were a couple of meh days because I had some sicknesses in the family, which you will be seeing and listening to in my daily pages. But there were some days that weren't the best, but overall I sit in the good and great kind of category. And then I have my habits are all different colors, so each habit is a different color, obviously. I have reading 30 minutes, vitamins and meds, workout, Etsy sales. Yellow is closing my rings on my watch, and then the blue is 64-ounce water. Starting in July, I think I'm going to cut out the reading and the vitamins, because I'm pretty consistently doing that. If you see like March, April, May, even like February, my reading was like on point. But my reading and my medicine, I'm usually good with. So I think in July, I'm going to cut those out and not track them anymore. But for the month of May, I read every single day. For my vitamins, I took my vitamins every day. Workout, the gaps that are in here on my workout is because they were actually breaks within my workout plan. So I was able to do every single workout that I needed to within my workout plan. My Etsy sales, I had 3 this month. Etsy has been all over the place and it's just not been great. But I had 3 Etsy sales. I closed my rings the majority of the time that I would work out. I would also close my rings. And then my 64-ounce water, I think I've been drinking much more water than I have on here. But I've just either forgotten how much water I drank whenever I'm doing my habits the next day, or maybe I'm not drinking a lot of water. I don't know. That's kind of where I'm at. I think overall I'm doing really well with my habits. And yeah, I foresee the same kind of pattern happening in the month of June. So now we're going to go to the monthly pages. And I use the monthly pages for weather. So I track all of the weather in my area. And then I have down at the very bottom the highest high, the highest low, the lowest high, and the lowest low. So just to kind of see the range of weather between how hot it has been and how cold it has been. So for anyone who was curious, in North Alabama, the highs during the month of May, the highest we got was 87. The lowest high, so the lowest high we had was 67. And then on the other end of the spectrum, the coldest it ranged between 67 degrees and 40 degrees. So we had 87 to 67, that was kind of the high range. And then 67 to 40 was kind of the low range. So I'm really interested to see what June's going to be, because it's going to get hot. Curious to see kind of how it has increased over the next month. So now we're going to go into my weekly pages. We are going to start on this page. So this is May 1st through the 7th, the first official week within the month of May. All of my spreads pretty much have the same feel and look to them. So I track my sleep, I have my workouts, I have this little section here is like me time. So I always track from 9 o'clock at night until about midnight. that's kind of me time, and that's where I like to annotate what I'm doing, whether it's laundry or reading a book or whatever. The bottom part is me tracking my food because I like to see what I eat and it holds me accountable for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then the top half is all of my like active time. This time frame actually works because Monday through Friday I wake up and work at 6 a.m. So I don't really work someplace where I have a big gap in the top part of my day. I start work every day at 6 o'clock, so it kind of works out really well. But for this theme, I ended up using a lot of emojis, as you can see. I did have a couple of stickers that were left over from other Hobonichi cousin kits that I had. I don't remember the name of the kit I ended up using. But you can see here on the 5th, my youngest woke up sick. She ended up throwing up all over the place. So that was one of the days, this weekend was one of the days that my mood was more in the range, just because I had to deal with my youngest, which meant I didn't sleep really well because she didn't sleep really well and that type of thing. So this was the first week of May. This is the second week of May. I didn't use any kits. I pretty much used, I think this is N79 Tombow marker. I don't remember. It's one of my favorite markers, and I want to say it's N79, but I could be off. But I didn't use any actual like kit stickers. I just used emojis. I like to use emojis because it like focuses my eye on what I'm doing. So instead of me having to try to read words and see, what I did, I can kind of glance at the pictures and it gives me a sense of what was going on. So like this day apparently the meeting was a very annoying facepalm type meeting. And so that kind of probably sucked. This was my oldest, ended up getting sick and throwing up on the way to her gymnastics class all over my car. So that was great. So I had to clean the car when we came back home. That was another time that I was on the meh kind of range for my mood. And then I woke up feeling not so great on Wednesday. I was afraid that I caught whatever my oldest and my youngest caught, but luckily I did not get sick. I just did not feel well. So yeah, didn't feel well. I had a rough day. I was sleepy, which meant that time frame was not fun. And yeah, everything else is pretty much standard, a bunch of reading, shopping on the weekends, that type of thing. This was the middle of May. I ended up using the Sterling Ink subscription kit. I don't remember if this was May or if this was June. I want to say this was, it wouldn't have been June because it's May. So this was the May subscription kit. I think I ended up getting this kit like a day, if not the day that I did this spread. So I really liked this. This is using the clear matte stickers from Sterling Ink. I also used a yellow Tombow. And I really like the way it looked. I'm typically not a sticker person. I don't like too many stickers. So I think this is just a good amount. It lets me have enough space to write and see what I did during that day, but it also gives a little bit of something extra. And it ended up being really, really pretty. So there really wasn't a whole lot on this week, I think. We did have, my youngest had a field trip, and then I did a bunch of reading. And that there really wasn't a whole lot to bring up and mention for this week. This week I ended up using the Coffee Monster Co. like coffee washi, and then I also used the coffee subscription kit stickers that I got from Coffee Monsters Co. as well. I had some coffee, I think this is the Cozy Coffee sticker kit that is actually in my shop. I don't know if it's still active or not. I think I only have like maybe 1 or 2 stickers left or sheets left, but I wanted this to be more brown, cozy, coffee, reading type thing. I really like the way this worked at the end. It worked out really well. Yeah, it wasn't a whole lot. This Thursday, as you can see, was a very hectic day. I had to work at the office. I literally drove to the office for a 5-minute meeting and then turned around and drove all the way back home again because I did not need to be there for the rest of the day. So I drove to work, then I came home, had a meeting, I had another meeting, I had a workout, I had to cook dinner. I typically don't cook, my husband cooks, but he had a bunch of finals this week. He's going back to school, so this was his final week. So I ended up having to cook dinner, had a lot of editing to do, and it was all over the place. So this was definitely a very tired day for me at the end of the day. Plus, I ended up having to work an extra 2 hours on Friday, which I was not happy about, but you know, that was just the way that my planning and my schedule worked out. But overall, I really liked the way this looked. It was very simplistic. It didn't take up too much time or too much decoration. I'm still able to read everything that I did for the day, and I really enjoyed it. And now this is the last week of May. This is the current week that I am in. It is actually Wednesday right now. I am on my lunch, so I am currently at work right now. I have not had a chance to fill in my meetings. I did have some meetings earlier today, but I don't like to fill them in until after the meeting was done, because my meetings shift so much that I don't want to put them down ahead of time, because they will 99% of the time change, and then it will make me mad. So that was this. I'm using the Out of the Woods kit from Coffee Monsters Co., which I absolutely adore and love. I love the muted brown and the gray, not the gray, muted brown and the green. And I love the way this looks. So that is the end of the weekly pages. Now we're going to jump to the daily pages. For my daily pages, I use this first the first page of every month as my TBR. I actually had 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 books on my TBR this month. I have read all of them, except I'm currently just started. I think I'm about 30% now through The Final Empire, which is Mistborn Book 1. So I'm hoping, I don't think I'm going to be able to get it done by end of day today to count it as a book completed in the month of May, but I still read 9 books, so that's great. Speaking of books, if you would be interested, I do have a second channel on YouTube that I just started this month, which you're actually going to see in a couple of pages. I talk about it, but I have a reading channel. So if you like to read and would like to hear me talk about books and what I'm reading and things like that, I also talk about how I schedule reading during my schedule, how I implement reading and incorporate reading into my schedule, given that I work full-time. I have 2 children, I'm a wife, I have appointments and responsibilities and all that kind of stuff. I talk about how I incorporate reading into my daily schedule, so that way I can read and I'm not burnt out by the end of the day and just don't want to read, normal things that happen. So if you'd be curious to see, or if you would like to listen to me talk about reading, then please make sure you like and subscribe to that channel. I'll link it down below and also probably somewhere on the screen. I would greatly appreciate all of your support. So all of that, we're going to jump in. So daily pages, I have been perfect on my journaling. I have journaled every single day in 2023, which is amazing considering I was never a journaler. I tried journaling in 2022 and it was very sporadic. It was, I would journal one day and then I wouldn't journal for 3.5 weeks, and then I would journal and then I wouldn't journal again for another 2 weeks, and it was just all over the place. So far with the Hobonichi cousin, I have journaled every single day. So yay for me. So, all of my journals pretty much look the same. I have weather and to do, and then I kind of talk about whatever is happening throughout my day. I do try to incorporate pictures and emojis to kind of make things stand out. So this week I really didn't have a whole lot. I did have on the 3rd 900 subscribers to this channel. I was super excited. That's why I was like, 900 subscribers, what? Super cool. So I had that for today, or for the 3rd. The 4th, my oldest is going back to an actual gymnastics class. She was previously in like a trampoline gymnastics, so she didn't do standard like bars and beam and vault and all of that kind of stuff. So took her and put her back in an actual gymnastics class. So that was her first day. She was super excited. This was the first day that Zoe, my youngest, woke up sick. So I kind of talked about that. Saturday the 6th, the first Saturday of every month, Home Depot does a kids workshop, which if you have kids and you want like an easy thing for craft that your children can do, check out Home Depot. First Saturday of every month, they have crafts where you can nail, hammer, glue, paint, whatever the item is for that month. We do that every first Saturday of the month. So we had that, and then my youngest wanted to do gymnastics, and so I put her in like an open gym time frame at the gymnastics that my oldest goes to. So this was her jumping on a trampoline, having the time of her life. She loves gymnastics. So that's her. I did not write that much on the 7th. I did my morning journaling. The weekends are usually kind of sporadic sometimes on my writing because those are usually like my errand days and I'm not really at the house very often. So this day I was out and about and just never had a chance to come back, journal for the end of the day, which is perfectly fine. At least I journaled something in the morning, but I just wasn't able to do anything in the afternoon. This week we had my oldest got sick. I had some computer stuff happening. I was kind of all over the place and a mess. So that all over the place theme, it stuck around for a few days. So it was not a fun time the beginning of the month of May because of sicknesses. We have May 12th. I ordered a brand new camera, which is what I'm using now. So I ordered that as a treat to myself for my birthday and also for kind of how far this channel has come. It was, again, super unexpected. I say it probably every single video and I'm sure people are tired of hearing it, but super unexpected. I never expected to get anywhere near the amount of subscribers that I have. So that was a kind of a nice gift to myself. We had this day, there's an outdoor mall in my area that has a little carousel. So we did that. This was Mother's Day. Mother's Day was also cardio day. So this was me absolutely dying. And then I have like my heart rate to show that it was a tough little cardio session that day. This was the day that I got my new camera. I got the Sony ZV-E10 because I wanted something that was a beginner-friendly camera that wasn't going to be too difficult for me to learn, but also portable enough and easy enough for me to take out and take on the go. And so far, I'm really enjoying it. I have to learn the settings much more, but I'm super excited and I actually really enjoy my camera. This day, I got my warehouse sale delivery, which was all washi tapes. So that was what that was. So that was that Wednesday. So I ended up using a lot of my time to reorganize my washi tapes and then just to destroy them a couple of days later because I can't keep things nice in my washi drawer. This was just a normal day. I didn't really have anything that stood out picture-wise. Saturday the 20th, I did my workout plan ended. I did Epic 2 and that wrapped up. The last exercise was on this day. So this was the cardio day. We also had my neighbor, little girl, had a birthday party. So we were invited and it was like at a Dave & Buster's type location. So there was like bowling and games and it was just a lot of fun. So that was that day. May 21st, this was my reading channel goes live. I posted my very first video to that channel. It was a new booktuber tag just so you can kind of get an idea of who I am and what I read and that kind of thing. Super excited that went live. We had May 22nd. I began Epic 3. That's the next workout program that I'm currently doing. My youngest had her kindergarten graduation, so she was super thrilled that we were able to attend. It was outside. It was a nice day, so it was a lot of fun. It was super windy, so their poor little hats just kept getting blown over. It was super cute. Then we had May the 24th was the last day of school. I did not get any pictures because my kids were just, when school was over, they were done, and that was it. I, on the Thursday, didn't want to wake up, which sometimes happens. Apparently I had a computer issue. There was a face palm. So fun. May the 26th, I ordered a brand new set of Tombow dual tip brush markers. I got the cottage kits, and so this was me swatching them all. I absolutely love 992, 772, 312, and then 192. Those are like my 4 like absolute perfect colors. I like 526 as well, but it's a little bit darker than what I expected, but it's still a really nice color. Saturday the 26th, my youngest had her gymnastics again, and this was my youngest and my oldest kind of playing around the open gym area. And then I spent a lot of my time reading books under my covered patio in my hammock. Love that. That's like my go-to spot outside. It's just like, it's perfect. Then we have May the 28th. I hit 1,000 subscribers at 11:24 p.m. I had to like take a little picture of my channel because I was so like excited and it's amazing. I absolutely greatly appreciate everyone who subscribed. I'm so thrilled and excited and I can't believe I hit that threshold. It's just amazing. And I can't believe 1,000 people like to listen to me talk. It's crazy. And then this is the last day of the month. Today is the 31st. Yesterday I had a birthday, which was perfect. Like I hit my 1,000 subscribers and then like 2 days later it was my birthday. It was the perfect wrap up to this month. So yesterday had my 44th birthday. Again, I spent the majority of my time in the afternoon on the hammock reading my Kindle. And then today I'm in the middle of work and I don't really have a lot that's planned for the rest of the day. So I don't foresee any big pictures happening today. So that's the end of my dailies. I do want to go ahead and really quickly jump to this. It's the top 100 page, which I have converted to a reading challenge. Like I said, I read a lot, if you haven't noticed. I challenged myself to read 72 books, and so far I have read 40 of them. So I am so excited and so thrilled that I've read more than half of my books in less than half the year. So I've just read a lot more than I anticipated. I've read a lot of good books, a lot of not so great books, but you know, you can't win some, lose some, I guess. But I'm super excited to see through the end of the year how many books I'm going to be able to read. I know I'm definitely going to be able to hit 72. I just don't know how much more over the 72 I'll be able to read. And with that, that is the end of this video. I again thank everyone who is subscribed to my channel. Please make sure you like and subscribe. For those of you who are not subscribed, I would so greatly appreciate it. I do videos every week. Usually they go out every Saturday and they're centered around planning and stationery and all sorts of things like that. So please make sure you like and subscribe. Thank you for everyone who has subscribed so far, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.